A simple formula to help you curve the golf ball into the target instead of away from the target, coming to you right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. As promised, we're going to show you how to set up a little grid system to help you curve the ball into the target instead of away from it. And so in just a moment, I'm going to disappear a little bit and you're going to see more of the floor and the grid that I'm going to set up, and then we'll go through it and show you how to hit golf balls. Okay, the first thing you will need is a target line. I've got a white line permanently drawn onto the floor. What you can use are alignment sticks or shafts, spaced apart appropriately so that you don't accidentally run into them with your golf club. And now you have the golf ball always on the target line. Next, we're going to project some lines. These are not going to be absolute according to the degree number I'm going to give you, because those numbers would be so close together it would be more difficult to see on the camera. So realize that these are not actual numbers that I'm telling you. It's a greater number, okay? So let's imagine that the green stick is pointed 5 degrees to the right of the target line. Let's put another alignment stick, again assuming in this case that that's 10 degrees to the right. So now we have a 0 degree line to the target, a green stick 5 degrees to the right, and a white stick 10 degrees to the right. The green stick is going to represent the face angle that we want at impact, and the white line is going to be our swing direction. So now what we know based on ball flight laws is the club face would start on the green stick or the 5 degrees to the right line. The club path would be 10 degrees to the right, so the club face would therefore be 5 degrees close to the path. The ball would start, again, 5 degrees to the right. Now we know the club face is not 100% responsible for the start direction of the ball, but in this case, for simplicity in your mind and simplicity of aiming, let's just assume that it's going to be 100% of the start direction. So again, we're going to imagine that the ball is going to start 5 degrees to the right of the target line, but it is closed by 5 degrees to the swing direction. So therefore, that golf ball is going to start 5. This 5 is going to translate back over here or move the ball back 5 degrees to the left, and the ball is going to land on the target. Now we could of course switch these around for a fade as well. If we wanted a golf ball to start left of the target line, curve back into the hole, and not over curve with a 5 degree left face angle, we would need the path to be 10 degrees to the left. Again, that 5 would swing the ball back 5 degrees onto the target. So from your perspective, this would be a close approximation of what you would be trying to look for as you set up. Now if you're on a mat, it would be probably much easier to get some sort of tape and put on the floor so that you can move both of these lines closer to the ball without having to worry about running into actual alignment sticks. If you're on the ground and you can swing it, perhaps get some chalk paint of some sort, use your alignment sticks as spray guide, and if the greenskeepers don't bother you, you can have a nice little permanent station to practice while you're there. Now the last consideration for practicing this would depend on the player's skill level. It would be nice to assume that the player could stay standing square to the target line and change their path at will, in this example 10 degrees to the right. But perhaps you're not quite at that level yet. You may want to change the alignment of the body 10 degrees to the right. The only issue you need to understand is that when we do that, so I'm going to try to make the camera look like it's pointed 10 degrees to the right. You can see that the ball position now has moved forward compared to where it was at your eye line. So to make that draw work, you would need to move the ball back in your stance so that you're not catching it on the outward part of the arc, and vice versa if you're hitting fades. If we go back to relatively square to the target line, and we want to align our body, let's say 10 degrees to the left, and the ball was where it's normally at. Now that's going to look like the ball is too far back in the stance, which it actually is. So we would have to align the whole body so that moves the ball more forward in the stance. And the last little trick I will give you, if you're having difficulty seeing where the face is aligned, you can always get some sort of magnetic pointer like this, so that helps you see the club face angle at address. And then you could scribe a line 90 degrees of that face angle, or you could put a tee or scratch with your tee if you're on grass. So you could kind of have a guide to help set your club face. You could take that out of the way. Let's move that back a little bit. And then you would want to see that the face is pointed left of the path, but right of the target line. Again, this is for draws. Do the opposite for fades. All right, just for fun, let's see if we can hit some golf balls that do start right of the target line and at least move back towards the target line. And maybe if we get lucky, we'll get one to land really close to the target line. So again, I'm going to actually purposely aim my club face to the right of the white line on the floor and try to swing a little bit more to the right. Okay, we got a nice assortment, and now we'll switch this around to try to do a ball that starts left of the target and cuts back into the target. All right, hope that was interesting. Give you some guidelines to use with your eyes and how to set up and at least start thinking about what creates these curvatures. Obviously, it takes some practice. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.